and vote counting and tallying is underway after the people of Ol Kalou went to the polls from 6 a.m. this morning to cast their ballot in efforts to elect who their representative will be for the next 14 or so months in Kenya's 13th Parliament. NTV's South Rift editor, Brygettes Ngana, has been covering this for us and now joins us live. Brygettes, good evening. It has not been a very good day for you and your team, but what do we know so far? What has happened the entire day? Brygettes, if you can hear me, what is happening where you are, and can you just give us a feel of how the day was in Ol Kalou as voters went to the polls today?
Well, it's been a very hectic day for the entire Nation Media Group crew that has been covering the Ol Kalou by-election. We began quite early at 6 a.m. Before 6 a.m. we were already at the polling stations, and we moved about all the polling stations trying to get a feel of what was going on. The process between the first half day, between 6 and noon up until around 1, was giving us the inclination that everything was happening as planned or prepared by IEBC, but there was a contention in one of the polling stations, that is AC Primary School, and that is where the public was restless, and it started off as them just seemed like it's the community just trying to keep people off from the polling station. But what happened is that they ensued a scuffle, and in that melee we saw the people preventing any vehicle from getting access into that school. Now, we did get footage at that point in time, and the anti-riot police had already come in and they drove off. No tear gas was lobbed by these anti-riot police because they were identifiable by their uniforms and their gear, and the lorry that had them to kind of quell the situation at AC Primary School left. But now, as we were leaving, because I felt like now it was becoming the ruckus was becoming too much, so I told the crew we need to leave. But on our way out, we met a convoy of V8 vehicles that was trying to get access to AC Primary School, and at that point, I just saw the same thing I had seen at the gate, and these were the residents trying to block these cars. And I just mentioned to my cameraman, George Keru, please try and grab that footage. But like we say in life, you know, in a split of a second, what happened is that some of the people, we just saw people with masks, they have balaclavas, and they rushed out of the convoy that was behind, and they started lobbing tear gas. Some of them had sticks, and they started rushing towards the mob. And you know, once a tear gas has been lobbed, there's a lot of anarchy and chaos. So I told the driver to just move out of that, as we hopingly that kid was also nearby. But unfortunately, by that time he had been accosted. They tased him, they beat him up. He's hurt his arm, and he has a graze on one of his arm. And then I had a cab reporter from the Nakuru Bureau. Her name is Fabiola Kenyi, and Fabiola also was caught up in that because the vehicles came and blocked our vehicles. The minute they noticed that I was filming with my phone, and I'm branded. I have been branded since morning, and so I threw my phone into the vehicle just to avoid being accosted by the vehicles that sandwiched us, and the driver sped off. But Fabiola was accosted at gunpoint and she lost her phone. But up until now, things have kind of cooled down here. What I can tell our viewers is that my colleagues are well. They have been receiving treatment at hospital, and they are recuperating well. For us who are here on the ground in Ol Kalou, because right now we are at the Ol Kalou Secondary School, and this is the main tallying center. We've been witnessing the polling presiding officers from the 144 polling stations across Ol Kalou constituency coming in. Let me just scan at the back. Right now we have about, the numbers are really going up because of those are the number of the ballot boxes that have been brought in. There are now more than 10 so far. There are almost 14, and those are from the polling stations that have been verified and tallied, and the results are trickling in. So it is the information that we're going to get here that is really going to be definitive, as much as we are seeing the news spreading on social media on what the results are, but we cannot verifiably give our viewers what the status of the results are in finality, because the polling clerks are still coming in. They're still bringing in the results they've announced to the polling station to the returning officer here. And the returning officer, once he has verified those results, he makes an announcement here. We've seen security officials. They have been here within this hall and even outside as we try and get access into this place. And we'll be keeping you posted on what is happening because until Mr. Muhia Njiraini, who's the returning officer here, declares the winner, we are not budging and we're not moving. But I'd just like to say that journalism is not a crime, and what my team and I experienced is really having an impact on us, and we do hope that we'll be able to move past this. But yeah, journalism is not a crime.
Thank you, Brygettes, and our thoughts are with you and your team there as you do your work, which is necessary for democracy, and is not a crime, as you say. We're hoping for everybody to be well. And as you report, vote counting and tallying ongoing.